Welcome to the Sunday morning worship service at DuPage Unitarian Universalist Church. My name is Doug Coker-Cowan, and I'm a member of the Board of Trustees of this church. Unitarian Universalism is a faith tradition committed to creating a just and flourishing world for all people. Our Universalist theology tells us that every person is worthy of love. Thus, when we say, whoever you are, wherever you are on your life's journey, you are welcome here. This is our message of love to you, inviting your whole self into the space to help co-create a world centered on our values. We invite you to learn more about us and consider joining this community to enact our values of equity, justice, transformation, pluralism, interdependence, and generosity. Now, if you are online, I invite you to greet each other through the chat, and if you are present here, I invite you to turn to someone you did not come with and greet them with a wave and a good morning greeting.
Good morning. Today we'll light our chalice with these words. Yesterday, our distant ancestors gathered around a flame to share stories and find comfort. Tomorrow, our descendants will gather around a flame, talking of a life we will never know. But today, it is we who gather here around this flame, seeking, believing, and being together.
Every day is a new start. Every year a new beginning, or so we'd like to believe. And we don't know, can't anticipate where we will go, what will happen, what delights await, what heartbreaks will tear us open, the paths unexpected that open before us. Even knowing that, we lean our lives in particular ways, focus on particular moments, incline our attention to what is in our hearts and lives and hands to offer. We know for sure that ours is in the going, finding what is on the path and off, in giving and creating what we can. We come here amidst the discoveries and delights, the worries and woes, to find a moment to connection, to pause on the journey in gratitude and sorrow. It is good to be together. It is by Linda Hart.
Good morning. This first song this morning comes from songwriter and activist Abby Bettinas, and this is out of a collection of protest songs from the Justice Choir Songbook. Songs in this book are sung all over the world in protests and actions and rallies, and they are meant to be made your own, and so that's what we're going to be doing today. So I'm going to teach you this song. It's quite simple. It just repeats as we go. So we're going to sing it. I'll teach you the first half, then the second half, and then we'll be off. Can we grab a seat? Resilience, we are strong. Shoulder to shoulder, keep moving on. Sing that.
Resilience, we are strong, shoulder to shoulder, keep moving on.
Here's the second half. Resilience, make a new plan, stand up again and say, yes, we can.
Resilience, make a new plan, stand up again and say, yes, we can.
Put that together.
Resilience, we are strong, shoulder to shoulder, keep moving on. Resilience, make a new plan, stand up again and say, yes, we can. Resilience, we are strong, shoulder to shoulder, keep moving on. Resilience, make a new plan, stand up again and say, yes, we can. Resilience, we are strong, shoulder to shoulder, keep moving on. Resilience, make a new plan, stand up again and say, yes, we can. Resilience, we are strong, shoulder to shoulder, keep moving on. Resilience, make a new plan, stand up again and say, yes, we can. Resilience.
Please join me in reading our DUUC mission statement. We gather as an inclusive community to grow in character, mind, and spirit, and to transform the world towards fairness, love, and compassion. Our vision of beloved community is rooted in the relationships we have with each other, our world, and creation. Each week we share our joys and concerns. Today's beautiful flowers were given by Elaine Waite in honor of Diana, her oldest child, whose 45th birthday is today. Even when the cares of the world weigh on us, may we find joy in our connections with each other and in the pleasures life holds. Let us care for one another and for ourselves in all the ways that we can. And now, I will introduce Elaine Waite, who will lead us in a guided meditation this morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Elaine, and I'm a member of this congregation, and it's really nice to see all of you this morning. I'll be leading a meditation by Douglas Taylor. It's called Meditation on Courage and Vulnerability. I am learning to let down my guard. We all know about the deep instinct to respond to difficulty and stress with either fight or flight, with force or swift retreat, with decisive attack or prompt withdrawal. When faced with stress or difficulty or challenge, I am learning to let down my guard. I'm learning to be vulnerable. I'm seeking the courage to remain open. I would have my vulnerability be a choice made from my courage rather than from my fear. I would have my vulnerability be my strength. May my strength be not found as a hard shell of defense or a sharp weapon of attack. May my strength instead be found in an open stance of kindness and empathy, like a tree bending gracefully in the windstorm. May my strength be found in a willingness to join in the suffering of others, like a forest of trees together in a storm. May I choose to be receptive rather than protected, sharing rather than shielding. In this way, I face my own suffering and the suffering of others with a nimble capacity to respond with compassion. In this way, may my vulnerability be an invitation for others to meet me in the open field with a yearning for understanding and peace. I know this is a risk. I know I may be hurt. I know things may not go well. But still, I seek the courage to set aside the closed fist, the stinging retort, the barbed judgment of others. I will seek within myself the strength to stand exposed and unguarded before the world, in the wind, open to difficulty, not because I cannot be any other way, but because I have chosen this better way. I am still learning to be vulnerable. I seek the courage to be so vulnerable. May I have others who can help me to be so courageous. May my example serve others as well as myself. And may my strength be our strength in sharing this life openly with others. This reading was by Douglas Taylor.
It is time to gather, and I would like to invite our young and young at heart to join me up front. Whether you're currently in our RE program or you used to be, Edie, Miguel, Mara. You were laughing. Or anybody that feels like coming forward. So the book that I want to share with you today is titled, Hey Wall, A Story of Art and Community, written by Susan Verde. Hey Wall, you're big, a city block big, my city block. Maybe once you were full of style, but no one has taken care of you. You are nothing to look at. You are cold, old, and empty. Hey Wall, in the fall, James and I skateboard past you as fast as we can on the way from home and to school. In the winter, the dirty snow piles up in front of you. No one shovels. Danny and her friends on the block build their snowmen on the other sidewalks. In the spring, Grandma Addie drinks iced tea on the stoop, and she talks of a time when our neighborhood was beautiful, when you were beautiful. In the summer, the ice cream truck rolls by, and we chase it to a spot far from you, where we let the ice cream melt on our tongues. Each day, we all keep our eyes down. We cheer for the tiny flowers pushing through the cracks in the sidewalk, reaching for sunlight. No one looks at you. There is nothing to cheer for. You are only lonely concrete. Hey, Wall. When we are inside with family, friends, and neighbors, there is love, there is joy. Can you smell what's cooking? We are eating together. Can you hear the stories we share about the way things used to be? We are telling jokes, belly laughing. Can you hear our music? We are salsa dancing. We are hip hopping. We are dizzy from spinning. We want to take it to the streets, but you don't dance. You don't laugh. You don't share your stories. Hey, Wall, guess what? I'm ready to change all that. I've got my pencil, I've got my paints, I've got my dreams. I am a writer, a creator, a game changer, a wall changer. James and Danny brought their sketches, Grandma Addie brought her memories, and we all brought our ideas and imagination. We give you one last look, and then we begin. I call to my family and my friends, my neighbors, and we stand right in front of you, staring you down. You are our wall now. You've become our blank canvas. Your cracks and bumps and rough edges are our clean slate. Up on the ladders and way down low, soon we have filled you with colors, creation, and energy. You are stone, but you don't have to be hard. Hey, Wall, look at you now. You are beautiful. Now you tell the real story of us. And together we are something to see. Hey, Wall. I have an opportunity for everybody, youth and everybody, is that we have a blank wall that is cold and hard and needing some beauty. So we have markers. Don't do this at home. We have markers for you to color on the wall. Add to it whatever beauty you want. Come on over here with me. Let's try this. Just like in the book, we're going to do nice big pictures. Look at that. Steve's drawing on the wall. All right. You want to try some?
You also have portable mini walls.
While this is happening, let's sing to the children.
On June 14th, in over 2,100 cities across the United States, No Kings protests were held. According to the organizer, the term No Kings was chosen to emphasize the belief that the presidency is a public trust, not a personal throne, and to reject the idea of a ruler who acts like a king. The day before the protest in Chicago, my daughter asked if I would go. Many thousands of people were expected to descend on Daley Plaza. It was going to be hot, it was going to be crowded, it sounded exhausting. I declined. But later in the evening, markers and poster board appeared on the table. Ideas for signs began to form. Art and words came together. By the time I attached the teeny roll of toilet paper that Edie had created by rolling a little piece of paper towel and positioned it next to the gold throne, my sign was ready. I made an identical one for the back so I could wear my sign sandwich board style. I was going. We took the train and got to Daley Plaza early. People began to gather around the periphery. They were talking to each other. They were talking to us. I noticed how the signs drew us together. Many had amazing artwork and clever wording. People were taking pictures of signs and posting them. Many people asked permission before taking photos. Being there with these people reminded me of the UU hymn, "We are a gentle, angry people." Once the speeches ended, we had to wait in the hot sun for what seemed like a really long time until the crowd could funnel into the street. Crowd size estimates were between 15,000 from a crowd estimator in the EU to 75,000 from Indivisible, the organizer of the event. We were packed shoulder to shoulder in the plaza. I started getting panicky, feeling like I didn't have quite enough air. Looking up at the windows of the buildings towering around us, it crossed my mind that we couldn't flee if we had to. When the throng finally started to filter into the street, my fear shifted to exhilaration. We chanted and marched through the streets, past some cheering onlookers and many poker-faced police officers. After hours in the sun, we left the march and got some refreshments. We decided to take the river walk back to the train station. As soon as we descended the stairs, the atmosphere of connection was gone. Gleaming boats and party barges motored by, The restaurants and bars lining the Riverwalk with smartly dressed patrons had me feeling self-conscious and disconnected. I slipped off my sign. Looking back, that day was unlike anything I have ever experienced. In everyday life, it's easier to not communicate. What impressed me was the power of people's signs to connect us. This group, tens of thousands of people strong, used their bodies, their voices, and their signs to express their opposition. In some cases, people went a step further, using their signs to beat the drum of what they do want, policies that will help the people in their communities thrive. And so today, I thought maybe you'd like to make a sign. You can do anything you want, write, draw, anything you're passionate about, or something you'd like to see in your community, or whatever you'd like to say or draw to connect you with someone here. When we sing our final hymn, we're going to have a march of our own. If you want to join the procession with your sign, please line up behind Steve Cooper at the final hymn, and the marchers will go down the center aisle and then around to the side, then we'll come back down the center aisle and go to the other side so that everyone can see your signs. If you want someone to carry your sign for you, please pass it to the center and we'll get someone to carry it for you. Please bring your signs to Lemonade Hour so you can connect over your signs. And on your way out, please make your way over and take a closer look at our mural wall.
Alrighty, while everyone is working on their beautiful artwork, I will share our offertory partner for this month. The special collection this month will help support Family Focus Aurora, Kapor Center, nominated by Limit Chakro. The center serves the Aurora community and surrounding suburbs. Family Focus offers high-quality, innovative programs and services grounded in anti-racism and social justice, and committed to providing parents with the support, knowledge, and resources they need to give their child the best possible start to life. In addition to parenting support and programming, home visiting for families with young children, and doula services, Family Focus Aurora also provides immigration and citizenship support, an essential service in these uncertain times. Family Focus works to create a world in which families and children in and with their communities maximize their full potential and live fulfilling, healthy, and meaningful lives.
I've got another song for you. It also comes from the Justice Choir songbook. It's called We Are Rising Up. We are rising up today. We are rising up today. We are rising up today. Rising for our lives. Sing with me. We are rising up today. We are rising up today.
Justice in the world today. Justice for our lives.
We are marching on.
We are marching on today. We are marching on today. We are marching on today. Marching for our lives,
And truth will set us free.
Truth will set us free today. The truth will set us free today. Truth will set us free today. Truth.
Please rise in body and spirit. We'll fight for our rights today.
We'll fight for our rights today. We'll fight for our rights today. We'll fight for our rights today. Fighting for our lives,
And we're rolling on.
we are rolling on today. We are rolling on today. We are rolling on today. Rolling for our lives.
We will not give up today.
We will not give up today. We will not give up today. We will not give up today. Won't give up our lives. We are loving all today. We are loving all today. We are loving all today. Loving for our lives.
And we'll protect the earth today.
We'll protect the earth today. We'll protect the earth today. We'll protect the earth today. Earth, the source of life.
And we are rising up.
We are rising up.
Put your hands together with me.
We are rising up today. We are rising up today. Rising for our lives.
You sound beautiful.
Good morning. I'm Pat Coker-Cowan. My pronouns are she and her. I'm a white woman in what I learned is now termed young old. I have gray hair haphazardly pulled back. I'm wearing glasses and a blazer with big pink, purple, and orange flowers that reminds me of a watercolor painting. I'm going to open with a poem, and you can see if you can guess who wrote it. Imagine a city where graffiti wasn't illegal, a city where everybody could draw whatever they liked, where every street was awash with a million colors and little phrases, where standing at a bus stop was never boring, a city that felt like a party where everyone was invited, not just the estate agents and barons of big business. Imagine a city like that, and stop leaning against the wall. It's wet. Any guesses? Steve? Yes. That was from Street Art, Famous Artists Talk About Their Work by Alessandra Montaza. The closest I've come to experiencing the artful world that Banksy describes is when I visited the George Floyd Memorial in Minneapolis in 2020. George Floyd, the black man who was murdered by the white police officer during an arrest for allegedly passing a counterfeit $20 bill. 17-year-old Darnella Frazier, using her phone, recorded the officer kneeling on George Floyd's neck for 9.5 minutes until he killed him, while 3 police officers stood by and failed to intervene. Darnella uploaded the video to Facebook, and it went viral, sparking protests against racial injustice and the use of excessive force by police. The protests, sometimes violent and destructive, took place across the U.S. and in cities around the world. Darnella Frazier received an honorary Pulitzer Prize for recording the murder of George Floyd. The intersection where he was murdered was closed to traffic, and street art, signs, and flowers created a surreal yet solemn atmosphere. A 12-foot black and white mural of George Floyd's face based on his selfie, was created by a Minneapolis graffiti artist, Peyton Scott Russell. He grew up in the neighborhood and often went to Cup Foods for treats as a kid. When the murder happened, Russell said he felt viscerally that he just had to do something because his father was a very dark-skinned black man like George Floyd. The mural was painted in his studio and transported to the site where George Floyd died. He named the painting Icon of a Revolution. After a year, the intersection was reopened to traffic, but some people put barriers back up, trying to preserve the sacred space. Graffiti has evolved over the years. In the late 1800s, hobo art was drawn on trains and featured their monikers or nicknames or aliases. These are referred to as tags or streaks or graffiti. The writings were done with a solid paint stick or an industrial crayon or a lumber crayon. Hobo art sometimes depicted a moment in time or a story. In the late 1960s, one of the first contemporary graffiti writers was a teen from Philadelphia, Darryl McCray, better known by his nickname Cornbread. He and his friends began writing their monikers on public walls, bus stops, doors, and alleyways. Graffiti began to appear in New York in the late 60s and early 70s. Influenced by graffiti in Philadelphia and New York, it became popular in Bristol, England, where it's believed that Banksy is from. Although he's anonymous to the public, his friends know who he is and keep his identity a secret. In the 1990s, youth clubs in Bristol provided spaces for young people to practice graffiti legally. Graffiti was part of the emerging hip-hop culture along with breakdancing and DJing. Artistic expression, social commentary, and the thrill of staying ahead of the police helped fuel the explosion of graffiti in Bristol. For poor or working class youths who owned little or nothing, tagging a train car or a building was a way they could claim some sense of ownership. One tagger in the documentary Banksy, the Most Famous Anonymous Street Artist, said, "It's like, hey, my train car just went past." Where authorities saw vandalism and treated taggers as criminals, the taggers saw themselves as activists. The adrenaline they got trying to tag without getting caught was part of the attraction. It was described as addicting. As taggers refined their techniques, graffiti started to become an art form. Especially in Bristol, taggers were part of a graffiti community. My own interest in art and connection came from my experience volunteering as a co-leader of an inside circle at Cook County Jail. When asked what they wanted to focus on for their next 8-week session, one of the women looked in the direction of this jacket and said she wanted art. Reverend Allison created a curriculum called Art as Spiritual Practice. We have a chalice circle with readings and then about 20 minutes for art. Despite the limited types of supplies we were allowed to bring in, the women loved to do the art projects. One art prompt was, "We all do good and bad things." Reverend Allison had them think of their greatest strength and then to use modeling clay to create themselves as a superhero. Finger painting, painting with children's paint sets, drawing using art chalk and markers are all appreciated by the participants. The first time we made collages, we had so few magazines we had to tear them in half so we'd have enough for everyone. And yet the women sat at the tables laughing and talking and leafing through the few issues they had, ripping and tearing out pictures and words and creating and having some sense of control, at least over their artwork. The power of making collages is noted by author Megan Devine in her book, It's Okay That You're Not Okay, Meeting Grief and Loss in a Culture That Doesn't Understand. Devine witnessed the accidental drowning of her beloved partner, and she writes about how most people's well-intentioned words magnified her pain. Although she had always wrote and journaled, initially, after her traumatic loss, she could do nothing. But she had always enjoyed making collages in the past, and after a few weeks, she made one and discovered that it seemed to offer a brief respite from her crushing grief. She writes that by searching for images and words, it bypassed the thinking and logic part of her brain at a time when nothing made sense. For a while, she made a collage every day. Narrating her audiobook, she talks about how satisfying it felt to tear magazines apart, to destroy words and pictures and make them into something new, something for me. After the women finish their projects, we return to the circle and each woman gets to show and talk about her art while the rest of us listen. I'm grateful to the participant who requested art for group. Especially in bleak times, art can go beyond words and help us understand ourselves and each other better. May it be so.
It is time to gather again. This time, if you created a protest sign, we're going to process around the sanctuary showing off our signs. So if you have a sign and you would like to process with it, let's form a line up the middle here. If you are less mobile and you don't feel comfortable walking, hand it to your neighbor. They'll do it for you. Come on over.
And the rest of us are going to sing. Love will guide us. Love will guide us. Peace has tried. Please rise in body and spirit. Hope inside us will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the hard night. If you can, please rise, body and spirit, join us. Angels, if you cannot speak before thousands, you can give from deep within you. You can change the world with your love. Love will guide us. Love will guide us. Peace has tried us. Hope inside us will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the hard night.
Thank you. It's lovely. Within each of our hearts, there is a most glorious light. Go forth and let its spark help you understand what troubles both you and others. Go forth and let its light of reason be a guide in your decisions. Go forth and bring us rays of hope to those in need of help in both body and spirit, that they may find healing. Go forth and fan the flames of passion to help heal our world. Go forth and spread the warm glow of love, pushing back the darkness of the world. Go forth and share your glorious light with the world.
Before we extinguish the chalice, if everyone could just, as you leave afterwards, return your markers to our lovely ushers. Thank you. And feel free to either keep your sign, bring it to Creeves, leave it at the pulpit, whatever moves you. We extinguish the light of this chalice, but not the light in our hearts. Until we meet again, may the warmth of our community carry you.